Hello, my name is Angel Clark, Creative Marketing Manager, and I'd like to welcome you to the Strategy of the Week. Now you can have a genius at your service. Doesn't that sound good? Being able to consult a portfolio genius that will let you know exactly what to do and when to do it. I'm sure you've heard the saying, plan the trade and trade the plan. It's pretty classic. Wise words if you want to avoid a trading disaster, but very hard to follow for a lot of investors. It's never deliberate. Maybe you're new to investing and you don't know everything a solid plan should have. Or maybe you just forget some of the smaller details, or your emotions get in the way, or like myself, you just get busy. You forget to check if there's a new market timing signal, or if you need to sell any of your stocks because your stop losses have been met. You'll always remember tomorrow, right? Except sometimes you don't. All of these reasons, and probably some others you can think of, can make you miss some great trading opportunities, or cause you to take some bigger losses than you really meant to. Best of intentions, right? But that's not really good enough when it comes to your money being on the line. You want to be as close to perfect as possible. And that's where the genius and its handy helper, the AutoTimer, comes in. They make it almost unbelievably simple to manage your portfolio, even multiple portfolios, with absolute control and precision. So let me show you how you can make the genius and AutoTimer do the work so you don't have to. First, we need a trading plan. You can choose to create a custom plan with all of your own selections, or you can just pick one of VectorVest's ready-to-go surefire success plans. Since my focus is on keeping my trading life simple, I'm going to go with surefire success. VectorVest has tested the heck out of these plans and also keeps track of their real-time performance using model portfolios. You'll find those right here on our Portfolios tab. You can just browse through these and find an equity curve that appeals. For this presentation, I am going to go with Wow Winners. It's one of my favorite searches right now. But if you weren't familiar with any of these trading plans or any of these searches, a great place to find out all about them is the Surefire Success User's Guide, and we're going to look at that in just a minute. Once you have a search in mind, go ahead and move to Unisearch and run the search today. See if you like what it's finding. You'll find all the Surefire Success searches in one of two places. If they use the RT Kicker Combo timing signals, you'll find them in RT Combo pairs. If they use the confirm calls, you'll find them in Surefire Success. There's Wow Winners, and we'll select it. Looking at the parameters, you can see that our watch list is WOW. That stands for Watch List of Watch Lists. And I like it so much because VectorVest loads it with the hottest stocks, the ones that all the gurus are talking about, and we update it every week. All of the stocks found have to have a buy recommendation, so they're already doing what we want them to do, moving up. They have to have reasonable average volume, and they have to be above $1. They're actually going to be well above $1 though, and that's because of our second key component, which is our sort. So the first critical factor was that WOW watch list. The second one is ranking the stocks by actual price divided by relative timing. Anytime we're looking at a ratio or a division sort, we're trying to find the biggest separation. So what we want here is the higher priced quality stocks, but with relatively low momentum. It's a little scary to jump into a stock when it's moving straight up. So by finding these lower momentum stocks, we can reduce some of our risk. And we might even be able to find some bargains. I'm in VectorVest real time, so I'm going to run this search as of right now. And my top ranked companies are Google, Priceline, MasterCard, Amazon, and Alliance Data. All fantastic companies. Let's take a look at their charts. We've got the price, the 40-day moving average, and relative timing. All of this is over the last year, and you can see Google, while a little bit volatile, has definitely been moving up over the last 52 weeks and doing it pretty consistently. It's hitting a new 52-week high today, but it's slowed down a little. You can see that reflected by the relative timing. Now might be a good opportunity to get in and enjoy the next surge. Moving to the next one, we've got Priceline. Priceline's very interesting. You can see that it had just a small dip right here, and that over pretty much the last 9 months, it's been bouncing off this 40-day moving average. Well, this last time it did break through it, but it's already headed back to the upside, but moving slow enough for you to open that position at a fairly good point. We'll also be setting stop losses on all of these positions though to further limit risk. Next in line, we have MasterCard. This stock has amazed me with its performance over the last year. Once again, you have some great opportunities to get in this as it gets close to its 40-day moving average. That's happening again right here, and our search has found it. Relative timing's still great, but it's a little bit lower. The momentum's not quite as rapid, giving us that opportunity to get in at a good point. Amazon, also a fairly consistent riser over this past year, going sideways over the last few weeks, and that's what's caused its relative timing or its momentum to soften a little bit. Finally, we have ADS, another one that's bouncing off that 40-day moving average, and its relative timing is bouncing off that 1.0 level. Something that comes to mind with this search is that you get what you pay for. There's a grain of truth to that. These stocks may be high priced, but there's generally a reason why they're trading at this level. For those of you who are option traders, I think you'll really like this search as well. So I like what we're seeing, and now I want to find out how to set up the trading system for myself. To do that, we're going to go to that report I mentioned. You're going to find it in Special Reports, and it's the Surefire Success User's Guide. We'll click it, and that's going to load the report for us. I'm going to move down to the table of contents. And the trading system that I want to use is this Wow Winners with Sector Peak Short. So we'll move to page 25. This page is going to explain what each search does. We've got our Wow Winners, and we've got our strategy for when the market turns down, Sector Peak Short. Since we're in an uptrend, I didn't take a look at that one in Unisearch. But what it does is finds the top stocks in the fastest moving sectors. And that might sound a little contrary if you're shorting, but those popular kind of high flyers are usually the ones that take the biggest hit when the market turns down. If we continue down a little bit, you're going to see how that has worked out in the past, and it worked out pretty well. As I mentioned, VectorVest has really spent a lot of time testing to create these trading systems. And this particular one has gone up 368% from December of 2008 all the way to current. Our next page has our settings. And this is what we want to set up our trading system in the Genius. So I'd recommend that you just print this out and it'll make setup a breeze. We now have all the information we need to set up a complete trading plan. I'll move back to portfolios. And I don't want to change anything that we currently have going, so I'm going to create a new plan. We'll give this portfolio a name. And of course, you can customize all this to your situation. The portfolio summary is going to be right across the top. Right below that, you're going to find the Genius toolbar. You can open and close the window just by clicking on that double arrow. Notice as soon as I get to the Genius area, it points me where to go. So we'll click where it's showing us on Settings. Then start building our trading system. This screen might look pretty familiar if you've ever used VectorVest backtesting feature to run a historical test, because it's exactly the same. So we're going to set up our trading plan going forward the same way we would set up a backtest. Absolutely everyone has access to the Genius, but you'll only have the option to add market timing if you have the AutoTimer. For those of you that have real time, or if you purchased AutoTester in the past, your AutoTester is automatically going to be upgraded to the AutoTimer. You'll be able to use the AutoTimer to backtest and to set up market timing rules for live portfolio management in the Genius. If you don't have AutoTimer on your account, then you're just going to see this screen right here. With the AutoTimer, it allows us to check the box to use market timing, just like in backtesting, and then we select the signals that we want to use. In our Surefire system, it does specify to use the confirm calls, and down below, you'll find the rules for each signal this timing system gives. For up signals, our user's guide said to use Wow Winners. with a stop loss of a 30% gain or a 10% loss. The rest of the details included managing a maximum of 5 stocks, automatically replacing positions, and not limiting how many positions we opened in a single day. When we get an up signal, what do we want to do? In this case, we want to close any open position that was opened in a different situation. If we opened any positions in a down signal, so we shorted stocks during a downturn, we would want to close them once we received a confirmed up signal. We're going to invest the average value of our portfolio, odd lots, and we will use the wash sale rule, so no repurchases for at least 31 days. The only other change we're going to make is to the maximum percentage of a stock's average volume. We're going to lower that to 2%. If I continue to scroll down, if you have an existing portfolio that you want the Genius to manage, you can choose to evaluate your stop losses from your purchase date or from the moment you turn on the Genius. Just a handy little option. We'll move to our down signals, which will use sector peak short, a 10% trailing stop. Remember, all this information is in those settings in the report. And it will also use a maximum of 5 positions, automatically replacing, no limit on the positions that we open in a single day. But this time, we're going to choose don't close any open position. There's no question we're in a bull market, which means that the market spends most of its time moving up. Downturns tend to be very short, and if they're mild enough, some of our long positions will sail right through, and we don't want to sell them unless we have to. So choosing this option will allow us to keep them unless their stop loss is met. If their stop loss is met and they're sold, then that opens a space in our portfolio and we'll pick up a short position if we're in a down signal. We're going to invest the average just like before. Still limit our repurchases, or in this case our resales, to 31 days. And change this to 2% of max average volume. That's it. Just click finish. And all of our trading rules will be summarized at the top. We'll also know exactly what the current situation is. The Genius is telling us that we're in a confirmed up signal right now. There's just a few more basic questions we need to answer. We can have the Genius take care of every trade in this paper portfolio, or we can just get an alert. That way we have a chance to take a look at the trade before it actually goes through. We can make the Genius work around the clock every minute the market is open, or we can trade just based off of the end of day results. Of course, if you have an end of day subscription, you'll only be able to choose the market close updates. I think you're going to love the real-time alerts, but you don't have to have real-time. Even if you're an end of day subscriber, at the end of every trading day, you're going to know exactly what trades to make the next morning. In fact, that's how the model portfolios work, and as you saw, they're doing pretty well. So both options are very valuable. We're all done. You can see that we can toggle the Genius on or off just in case you want to take back control. And I also want to point out that we have a convenient shortcut here for alerts. You can choose to have alerts sent to your email address, or you can choose to get a text. We'll select the SMS text messaging, choose your carrier, and then type in your phone number. What this means is you don't have to be chained to your computer all day. The Genius is going to let you know if and when you need to make any trades at all. At this point, managing our portfolio is practically on autopilot. All you would need to do is follow the trades in your real portfolio. Or maybe you want to put VectorVest to the test, or maybe compare trading systems head to head before you run with one. Then you can just let the Genius do its thing and evaluate the results whenever you feel like it. For our particular test, we're in an up signal, so the Genius is going to start telling me what stocks to buy right away. There it is. I know which stocks, how many shares, and what their current price is. Pretty cool. One more thing before I go though. I'm a big fan of historical testing. I've seen what a huge difference it can make to trading results going forward. So if you test a plan you like, and we've got a few in Backtester, you don't even have to go through the setup wizard for the Genius. Just select your backtest and click Convert. There's only 2 decisions you need to make here. You can start with an empty portfolio, ground zero, no trades, or you can continue where your backtest left off. All of your history is going to come right over. The only other decision is whether I want the Genius to work around the clock or once per day. Click OK. And let's go ahead and open our portfolio. In this case, the Genius is showing us that we're in a neutral signal. That's what that yellow icon means. This particular trading system uses the RT Kicker combo. So the Genius won't buy stocks until we get that up signal. And instead of me having to check every day to see if that signal has changed, the Genius is going to do it for me. And I'll just get an alert. Once again, if I click on the settings button, all the rules that my backtest had are going to be there for me. And when it's time to buy stocks, I'll know exactly which ones to buy. In fact, with the Genius, I'll always know automatically when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. It just makes trading so simple. The decisions will be entirely rule-based without any emotions mucking it up. And it'll match every detail of the trading plan that I want to follow. No guessing, no mistakes, no wasted time. I haven't been this excited about a new product since the simulator. This is truly an amazing tool set, and I think it's going to change the way you manage your portfolio in an absolutely fantastic way. So, if you're looking for a faster, smarter, better way to manage your portfolio, this is it. Try it absolutely free for 30 days, and you'll also save $100. Just use the link in the views. I hope you enjoy having a Genius at your service as much as I do. Please join me for the Q&A on Monday, and have a wonderful day.